All right, how y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm living the dream.
Good.
Hey,
Having a good Monday?
it is a good Monday. How about you?
Having a great Monday.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Absolutely.
What do you think of Sniper 1?
I have my own opinions.
I would love to hear it.
I don't think people like
They don't? I might. You don't know. Even if I don't like your opinion, at least I know it. At least the public would know it.
I'd rather keep my opinions to myself.
I'll give you my opinion if it'll make you feel better. My opinion is you guys do a tough job. And my opinion is that you guys put your name on the line every day doing that job. So to redact your name and to do those things takes away from the courage that you guys display every single day. And it doesn't show the kind of courage that I would want from a police officer. Beyond that, to take that shot and knowing what I know, that there was, that her face was against the glass between the blind and her dad was across the room. That tells me he had no idea what he was firing at. And that tells me that he acted outside policy protocol and that we need police that act within policy protocol and have the courage to do that and have the courage to stand up and say, I did that. I messed up. I should be dealt with. That's the courage I want from police. What do you think of that opinion?
I think there's just a lot of things that people don't understand about the reasons that we do things.
Do you really think that?
I would rather keep my opinions to myself on that matter.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I have different.
you guys know me well enough. I mean, you've heard of me or whatever. Do you really think that that I haven't had guns pulled on me or haven't been shot at or haven't faced similar kinds of situations, but without the tactical equipment, of course? I mean, courage is a thing that anybody can have, you know. But to do things like that doesn't show courage. That doesn't show the kinds of things I'd want to see from an officer.
So I'll just ask you, would you be exchanging gunfire with anyone, with your child?
If my child was there, don't get me wrong. I'm not standing up for Eli Crawford. I'm not standing up for the father at all. No, not at all. He was out of line. He was, a mental breakdown, or people had actually what I think it is, from talking to the people had let this guy act a freak and act like a maniac for so long and made excuses for it, that this was just par for the course for him. You know what I mean? He probably...
I just know that I wouldn't be willing to put my child in a situation like that.
No, I wouldn't either. And then the other thing I've thought when I've listened to the tapes, the recordings and all that stuff, and I don't know if you guys have, Clesslynn was only crying when she wanted a popsicle. Her dad's popping off rounds inside that thing. How many times had he opened the door and just popped rounds off that she was so used to it? And then where was the family and where was the community and where were the people when this stuff was happening previous to this, so it didn't build to this point?
Yeah.
See, I think I get...
Part of that might be that, you know, you can want help for somebody else, but if they're not willing to utilize the resources that are available to them to prevent a situation like that from getting to that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they have to want to help themselves, and I agree with that. That's just like with like chemical dependency and things like that. If they don't even want to help themselves, there's no point. But at the same time, on the other side of that, you have to admit there's an issue. So it seems like Joplin Police Department's upset with me because I keep pointing out policy and protocol misses on their behalf. And I show the public these things. And they say I don't like the police. I have no problem with the police. What I have a problem with is when you act outside policy and protocol and it doesn't get fixed. You know, if you act outside policy and protocol, you should be just as accountable as a citizen on the street, because you are a citizen on the street. You just have you have a job. You have a job, and you do have special privileges because you do have qualified immunity. So it saves police most of the time. I mean, qualified immunity is the only thing that saved Sniper 1. That's it. If he didn't have qualified immunity, if he was a regular citizen, he'd be in prison. At least for manslaughter.
If he was a regular citizen, he would have been placed in that situation to begin with.
You don't know that. How many people carry guns on their hip around Walmart and stuff? I think they're goofballs. That's what I think. Like, you're walking around Walmart, you got that on your hip.
Nobody should know about it besides you if you want to know the truth of it.
If you're carrying,
If you're actually going to be there to do anything to protect yourself, you should be the only one that knows you have that firearm.
I will 100% agree with you. Because there's a lot of trained people out here that actually have been in those positions. And if I'm within 5 feet of you and you have a firearm, you don't have it pulled yet, you're not going to pull it. You will not pull it. If I'm within 10 feet of you and I have a knife, the chances of you shooting me before I get to you, these are things you're taught, is very, very low because of the draw time. So these people that are pulling, that have them on their hip and they're acting like, oh, this is my Second Amendment right and I'm going to protect my country. More than likely what you're going to do is hurt somebody. And it might be you or your family.
Whatever situation it is.
You're not trained for it. These people are not trained. And that's where I say Sniper 1 had the training. It even says in the reports when he came back, he said, you have to identify the target and anything beyond it. That's sniper training. So he knew what he needed to do and he didn't do it. Policy and protocol comes in there. Oh, that's my opinion. But the chief doesn't see it that way. He says he's read through everything and, well, he said he has more information than I do. But I got the KBI report and I got body cam videos and I got all the reports and I'm not sure what the chief would have that I wouldn't have other than a conversation with Sniper 1. But I'd love to have a conversation with Sniper 1.
Well, I can tell you neither one of us are qualified to have a conversation. If that makes sense.
Sounds great. What was your name and badge number? Oh, I met you before, didn't I?
Yep.
Good to meet you.
Osborne.
Osborne?
259.
Sounds great. Thank you. Thanks for your time. You guys be safe too.